Hi, I'm Stephanie and thank you for checking out my channel. Today I am very excited to be doing a review on the new Annabelle collection. It's not quite new. I first noticed this collection in late August, but if you still go to drugstores, it still has that new sign near it. I'm not quite sure how often they update it, so it is still considered a new collection. And when I first saw this, I was kind of surprised that it was coming out at the end of the summer. At least that's when I first noticed it, because the whole collection to me had very much like summer festival kind of vibes. So the collection I'm talking about has 6 eyeliners, most of them being in pastel-like colors, 2 highlighters, both cream, 4 blushes, also cream, these 2 lip glosses. So everything is very like summery vibe, so it's still considered new. I definitely can see someone wearing it throughout the winter. Like, just because it has summer vibes doesn't mean you can't wear it all year round. Like, there's no rules with makeup. You can wear it whenever you want. So I'm wearing quite a few of these products on my face today just because I wanted to show you what they look like. But I have been testing them out for the past few months, honestly, because I really wanted to give them a lot of wear under a lot of different conditions so I could really give a thorough review and give you my full thoughts on them. So just to let you know, today I am wearing the highlighter Light Champagne on my cheeks, down the bridge of my nose, and a little bit on my cupid's bow as well as the inner corner. And this was the highlighter I was first originally drawn to. It's Light Champagne. And so it comes like this. And just to do a swatch of it right there for you, I was really drawn to the shade. They are a little sticky to the touch at first, but I don't find that really wears long. And honestly, once you blend them out, like, they are quite a subtle highlighter, but if you really want to have like a bam highlight look, they make a great base. So if you do this and then a powder highlight on top, it is really going to pop. And the other shade I have in the highlighter is Lustrous Gold. And at first I wasn't sure if this was going to be a good shade for me. I'm not really drawn to yellows, but gold, I should say. It's right here. They honestly look quite similar. You can see this one has like a little bit more of a gold shift and this is a bit more champagne-y. They are both quite light, so honestly I'm not sure how good they would really be for darker skin tones. And just so you know, with the highlighters, like, I take them like this and I like just apply it right on the skin after foundation and concealer. I definitely try to apply it before I apply powder and just not really powder those areas. When you first put it on, before you blend it out, it does have a tendency to kind of sit on the skin, but if you just let it warm up for a few minutes, it definitely does sink in. So if you first put it on, you're like, what have I gotten myself into? It does sink in. As you can see, like, it doesn't really seem like it's sitting on top of the skin at the moment. And just so you are aware, there's kind of like these sparkles in it, which you can't really see when it's on your hand like this, but at least with Lustrous Gold, I did find there were a few sparkles in it. However, they are both long wearing, and I did find the best way to apply these was to put it on the skin, as I said, and then use a brush like this, a synthetic brush with a flat top. This one's an angle, but if it has just a flat top, that's fine, and kind of use that to blend it out, because I found if I tried to use my fingers to blend it out, it kind of just blended away. And same if I used a sponge, like, it just kind of blended it away. So I found the best method for application was to use that brush. Also, that brush was definitely what I used to apply the blushes. So today on my cheeks I am wearing Light Berry. It's this shade right here. And they definitely are quite buildable. You can definitely put on a sheer layer. I don't have a huge layer on today, and they sheer out quite nicely. They are also quite sticky to the touch, so that's just something to keep in mind. But there is a sheared out a little bit, so, and they're very buildable. I really like them. The way I like to apply it is to actually take it, put it on my brush like this, and then use the brush to apply it directly to my cheeks. And I find that gives me very good control. When I first started wearing it, I would full on go like circles and try to blend it out, and it was just too much. It is easy to go a little overboard with these because if you're applying it to the brush like I like to do, then you can't really see how much is on it. So you kind of have to be a little patient, dab, 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 go. If you want more, go it. But don't put a lot on at first because you can go big right away. But they are quite easy to blend out. Oh yeah, so with light berry, if you do just put it on your cheeks like that, I find you want to go in quickly to blend it out. You don't want to be waiting around because it will kind of stain that part of your cheek and it will be more difficult to blend out. But I definitely found the most of the blushes for the most part to be very long lasting, and a lot of them gave this just like nice flush to the cheek, so it wasn't too crazy. Next I'm going to swatch Golden Pink. So this is the only blush that actually has like sparkly shimmers in it. So here it is unblended, and then so it kind of is a mix between like a highlighter and a blush, because when you sheer it out it is quite light and it does have that shimmer to it. This is the only blush with the shimmer in it. So I keep looking down, my notes are here and I really want to make sure I tell you everything. I did notice that like the shimmer is real, like there's actual like sparkles in it. So if you like that shimmery look, then this is for you. If you don't, the other ones have a very nice sheen to them. Like none of them are matte, they all have a very beautiful sheen to them. Next is Berry. This one is super pigmented. Definitely go in lightly with the brush. They are, like I said, they are buildable. And honestly, I thought this would be too dark when I initially swatched it because like, look at that. I was like, gosh, no, that's going to be a not a good thing. But again, like once you blend them out a little bit, there it is right there. It's not so dark, but I think this one will look beautiful on a darker skin tone. And last, we have Subtle Coral. Again, this is a nice sheen to it. They are very creamy, so just keep that in mind. They are very creamy and they are sticky, but I've had this on my face for a while. I didn't put powder over it, and it's not sticky anymore, but if you want to go in and like blend it with your fingers, like it does feel sticky, but it does dry down. So just keep that in mind. And then kind of running out of room. So this is Subtle Coral. And this is it right here. And then if you just blend it out like that. I really like this one. I wasn't sure if I was going to be a fan of a shade like this, but I really like it. I thought it was something a little different because Berry, Light Berry are quite similar. Obviously, the shimmer one has shimmer in it, so that's a little different. But for the most part, I really like these blushes. I thought I wouldn't be a fan because someone with oily skin, I tend to stay away from cream products. And honestly, someone new to makeup, cream products kind of scare me a little bit. I think everyone kind of goes through that when they first start out with makeup. But these are very easy to apply and definitely worth checking out. I do think if you have drier skin, like this is something you will like, because I hear a lot of people with dry skin like those cream formulas because it's not like you're adding powder on top of your dry skin, so that's really nice for it. And I think these are beautiful for the summer, but I can definitely see myself wearing them into winter. So now for the lip glosses, they come in these two shades. So this is Rose Gold and Sweet Berry. Rose Gold is what I'm wearing on my lips right now. So Rose Gold, I would say like a thin layer can look so nice, and it's like beautiful as a topper. This is it right there. I just put a few layers to kind of build it up so you could see, but it is so nice. It's such a beautiful topper to the lips, but if you put a thin layer, because honestly this stuff can get gloppy really fast. So if you are layering it over something else, then I would definitely say, like, when you take it out, like, wipe it down, thin layer. Right now, honestly, I'm just wearing it on its own, nothing underneath, and I think they look really beautiful on their own, definitely very wearable. And the thing I like about these is they are quite glossy, but as with all 10 glosses, the glossiness tends to fade. But these have shimmer in them, and that shimmer stays, so your lips still like catch the light and still have that sparkle to them, and I think these are so beautiful for the holidays. So even though I am wearing Rose Gold, I would say Sweet Berry is actually my favorite. I do prefer this one. It's such a beautiful shade. And the thing with this is, at least with Sweet Berry, I mean, Rose Gold is so close to my lip color that it's hard to tell. But there's Sweet Berry, and honestly, it leaves a stain on your lip. So it's so nice. Like that that beautiful purpley berry color remains. Sorry, I just love it so much. I'm just putting more on, but that it stains your lips, so it's really nice. And again, like the glossiness dissipates after maybe like 30 minutes, if that, but the sparkle remains, so it still has that nice sheen on your lips. And honestly, I really like to wear the Sweet Berry alone, and I prefer Rose Gold as more of a topper. And then last, but certainly not least, is their eyeliners. Annabelle for me is like the first place I went to for drugstore eyeliners. I've always found them to stay in the waterline really, really nicely. So when they came out with these new ones and like a new formula, I was super excited to try them because like my mom used Annabelle, my sister used Annabelle. Like Annabelle has always been like what I go to for eyeliner. So I was really excited to try these new ones out. 5 of them are matte and 1 of them is luminous. So the luminous one is champagne. And this looks so beautiful in the waterline. Just gonna do a nice swatch for it right there. So it is so beautiful in the waterline, and it has like a nice little like luminous glow to it. It's not a matte finish. Beautiful sheen to it. However, it is very soft. Like chunks of it can break off. I've been doing it. I've had like a chunk go off. Luckily it didn't go in my eye, it went down. So I would just say if you're using this one, very, very careful with it. And then I would say the next softest is the Blackest black, and this isn't a matte color. This isn't a matte finish, as are the rest of them. So this is the black, and it is like, so I need to show you this again because it went on like so creamy, just like right here. Like that is like some of the creamiest pencil liner I've ever used. It is so beautiful. With it being soft, it also has a tendency to transfer. So I really like to tight line my upper inner rim with it, and I like to use a lighter shade on the bottom. However, I found that if I used a lighter shade on the bottom and then went in with the black and I blinked, the black would get all along the bottom line. So with this, I try to do, with this and the brown one as well, because these are the darkest shades, I like to line the upper part of the inner rim first, wait a minute or so to let it dry before I go in with the lighter shade on the bottom, or else you're just going to end up with the black or brown, whatever you use on the top, on the bottom as well, which if that's the look you're going for, great, but if that's not the look you're going for, just give it a minute to dry down. So then next is just brown, which is what I'm wearing on my tight line today. I like to go for brown for a more everyday look. Like I really love black. I think it is like so nice and sleek, but sometimes it can look a little harsh. So just for everyday wear, I tend to go for brown eyeliners. So this is the brown right here. And I would say this one is not as creamy as the black, but in that sense, it's also not as soft. But as you can see, like it is a very, very dark brown, and I love it to line my upper rim with. And then today on the bottom, I am wearing this purple shade. What really drew me to the line is this lavender eyeliner and the mint one. I was so excited to see these shades because I think like lower lash line, it's such a great way to throw in a little bit of color to a neutral look, just to give it a little bit of something but still make it wearable. And I really like lining my inner rim with a lighter shade. Usually I do go for a beige type of beige, but I thought pastel colors would also still give that brightness to the eye, but also make it a little different. And with green eyes, I was like super excited about this lavender color. So this is actually what I'm wearing on the lower lash line. I'm just gonna like, it's there, it's subtle, that's the thing. So here it is. Right there, if you can see it. It is like such a soft, beautiful pastel lavender. I absolutely love it. I would say these are all quite long wearing, like the lavender and the mint green. I was unsure about the colors being long wearing, but I definitely found them to be. And the mint one is also very soft. And there it is right there. I have green eyes, so I thought maybe this would would be too same as my eyes and it wouldn't really pop. But the green also looks so beautiful, and I would think with brown eyes this would be marvelous. Like they're really nice shades. I really love them. And then the last one in the collection is the beige. So there's the beige up there and the champagne at the top. I'm going to put them right next to each other so you guys can kind of see the difference. The beige definitely has a lot more of a pinkish undertone, whereas like the champagne, it's like right there. It's so much lighter and just like creamier and luminous. It has luminous finish. So you can definitely see the difference when they are side by side, because when I first bought them I was like, really, are they going to be that different? But they definitely are, and they do give a different look to the eye. So there it is, a roundup of the whole new collection. So just to rank these products for you, I would say my two favorite things are the Lavender Mint eyeliners. I just think they're so unique. I haven't really seen a lot of shades like this, especially in the drugstore. So these were great. I definitely really like the brown. I think this is a really good brown eyeliner. The black one, no. It was too creamy and kind of crumbles, and I tend to reach for my other Annabelle one over this. So this, the black one, no. Next, I loved the Sweet Berry, yep, this lip gloss. The stain it leaves on your lips is beautiful. So I would say these four things, if I were to buy this collection, again, knowing what I know, these are probably the only four things I would buy. Things I would maybe consider buying, or now that I have them, I will use them, is these highlighters. At first, I wasn't sure. At first, I was super excited about them because I had this one from Collection, Speedy Highlighter. It's like the exact same concept, and I love this. And I find when I put this one over powder, like it doesn't chunk up. So because with creams, if you don't put them, sometimes the reason why I don't like creams is because I just have a tendency to go in and powder because that's what I'm so used to. And if I'm trying to use a cream product, then I'm like, oh, well, I can't use it today. I just powdered. Whereas with this one, if I've already powdered, I can still use it. I did not find that to be the case with these ones, which is what I thought it was going to be. And the Collection one's from the UK, so I thought, oh, now I have something in Canada that is comparable to it. But I wouldn't say these are comparable. I like the Collection one more. But I still do like these, and if you want a subtle highlight, I think these are a very nice way to go. I don't personally like a subtle highlight. I like something with, if I'm wearing highlight, I'm wearing highlight. Because I don't wear highlight every time I put on makeup, but if I am wearing it, I want it to be there. But like I said, I think these could be a great base if you really want to make it pop. The surprise for me was these blushes. I honestly did not think I was going to like them as much as I do. Especially when I first started putting them on. Like I told you, I was going like drawing circles on my face. Like I looked ridiculous. But when I found out like using a brush works best, that made such a difference. Using a sponge, terrible. It like everything goes away. Blending out with your fingers, like it just doesn't happen. And then even putting it on your cheek and blending it out with the brush, that was okay. But putting it on the brush first and then going in, that was by far the best. And I would say the one I would give up on is Golden Pink. Like I do not want shimmer in my blush, but that is a personal preference. These three shades, I like them all, but I do think Light Berry and Berry are so similar that I really think if you're going to get them, like just get one of them and get Subtle Coral, because that was a surprise. Things I could live without, the Big Show Rose Gold. Even though I'm wearing it on my lips now and I do really like it and I think it's pretty, but I would wear the Sweet Berry over this one. And even though I would prefer this more as a topper, I find it gets gloppy fast. And there are probably better toppers out there. And that's just another step. And like, am I really going to do it? So for me, this one is a pass. And what I was most excited for, but would pass on now, are these eyeliners. I was recently just started wearing nude. I used to wear white in the Waterline, before that black. So I've really been into nude ones. But the one I usually use is the Rimmel Scandalize in nude, and I really like that one. So I was like, oh, like maybe these will be comparable, but it's nothing special. Like it's not better than that. But if you don't have something, I would say go for the beige. The Luminous one, like it's there, but it's crumbly, chunks come off, so it's very like, I prefer the beige one over this. So like, don't get this, don't get this. You only need one of these. Those are my thoughts on it. But overall, I really like this collection. I'm really glad I got to try it out. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about Annabelle. I think it's only available in Canada, which is why it's probably not very big in the beauty community. And even like in the drugstores here, I feel like they usually have a very small display. But they have some great stuff, and I feel like they're very overlooked a lot of the time, so I just wanted to shine some light on them because I really enjoyed this collection. And even though there were some things that weren't my favorite, overall I think there are definitely some standouts from this, and it's worth looking into. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this and like me, hopefully, then please subscribe, please like this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye!